Hey guys, today's video is going to be all about my red and green for Christmas time because it is the holiday season. Christmas time is my favorite time of the year. I just love everything about it. It's so magical and everything is just so gorgeous. So for the beauty mix this week, it is all about the red and green. So I'm definitely excited to film this look for you guys. I'm trying to incorporate red and green because I know when I think of like red and green, it's either like a red lip or like a smoky green eye, not like both together, but I really want to do both together. So let's see how this is gonna go. So I'm just gonna start by priming my eyes with the Urban Decay shadow primer in the shade Fix. I like this one because it's kind of like a concealer, so if you have like any veins or anything on your eyelids that you just don't like, this is gonna cover it up as well as prime your eyes. So to set that eyeshadow primer, I'm going to go in my Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia, and I'm just going to take the shade Tempura, and I'm just going to set that. So setting it is just going to make sure that all of the shadows are going to blend a lot better and more seamlessly and not stick to places or anything like that. Alright, so with a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange. As you can see, it is my favorite color in the palette. And I'm just going to blend that all over the crease. It's okay if you get it like on the lid, because this is a really big brush, so of course I can't be like too precise with it. So it's okay if you get it on the lid because we're going to cover that up anyway. So now I'm going to take that red ochre shade in the Modern Renaissance palette right here. And I am just going to put that on the crease. And I'm being a lot more precise with this because you do not want red all over your lid. And you don't want to go too far up with this either because you don't want just a red smoky eye. I want it to fade into the red and then lightly into the green. And I'm using a very light hand for this. It's just a small tapered blender brush. That way I can really get into this crease and blend it out, but still not go too much all over the lid or up too high in the crease. So now that I have the red ochre shade on, I'm going to go in with the shade Venetian Red. It is more of like a pinky red rather than just like a red, but I think it'll just tie the whole look together. And I'm just going in with a little bit of this. In fields as they lay, in fields where they lay, keeping their sheep. And I want to bring that Venetian red more onto the lid. That way we only have a little bit of the green poking through. So I'm kind of going to do like a halo eye. So the green is only going to be in the middle. On a cold winter's night that was so deep. I just have been loving this palette. It is the girls palette from the Dose of Colors DesixKaty collection. And I'm just going to go in with this green shade. And this one is called Harpoon. It is just perfect for the holidays. I love this one. And I'm just going to put it on with my finger because I feel like they go on a lot better with your finger because they're they're more like pressed, so a brush isn't really gonna pick up what you need. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They look it up and so for these like halo eyes, you definitely just keep going back and forth. It's very time consuming, but the end result is so pretty. You just have to keep going back and forth, making sure that you have it to the pigmentation that you like and that everything is just blended together. So I'm pretty much just gonna keep going back and forth with this red and green until I have it to my liking. Alright, so I'm gonna go finish up the other eye and I will be right back. So I just went ahead and finished the other eye and popped on some lashes. Now I'm gonna start on the skin. So I'm gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics Serum Collagen Veil. It's a hydrating primer and I love hydrating primers because if I don't use them, then foundation tends to look really weird and like patchy in some spots, and it just, you can tell that it's too dry. So if I go in with a hydrating primer like this one, especially this one because it makes your skin feel so smooth and soft, it's one of my favorites for sure. Okay, so this step is not necessary, but you can totally do it if you want to. I'm gonna go with my Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer, and I'm just gonna put that in spots where I have like pores that I don't want to see. And for foundation today, I'm gonna go in with my Pure Cosmetics Baradol foundation. This one is really thick, so I like to mix it with a liquid illuminizer. So I'll put like a little pump of it on my hand. That was probably a little too much, but we'll just go with it. So this one is by Jelly Pong Pong Cosmetics. I always forget the name of this, but it's a really good one. I put that on with my Morphe M439 brush. So I'm just mixing it together. Normally I'll use like a little tray, but I don't know what I did with it, so I'm just mixing it on the back of my hand. Hopefully it's the right shade. I haven't used this foundation in a while, but I don't have a tan right now, so I've been trying to, anytime I go out in the sun, I make sure to have sunscreen on, but sometimes I just forget. So, and this Florida sun is brutal, so you have to wear sunscreen for sure. Alright, so I wasn't gonna cream bronze today, but since this foundation ended up a little too light, I'm gonna go with my Chanel Soleil De Tan bronzer.
A star shining in the east, beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day.
Alright, now that we have all of that blended out, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. If you're in need of an affordable concealer, I would definitely check this one out. It is so good, and I really like the finish of it. It's not too drying under my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with my Morphe G2 brush. This is my favorite brush to blend my concealer out with, because it has that little point, so it gets right under that eye, under your eye, and just blends everything out. To set that under eye, I'm gonna go with my Studio Makeup Translucent Setting Powder. I'm not gonna bake, I'm just gonna make sure that it's really pressed in, because I need this to last all day. So when I set my under eyes, I really like to make sure that I have quite a bit of powder, not too much, and then I just press it into the skin. That way I know that that concealer is gonna last all day and I don't have to worry about any of it coming off or like cracking, you know, when you get that under eye where it's like the concealer is just all breaking up underneath there.
Continued both day and night. Noel, 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 Noel.
So I'm gonna go back in with my Modern Renaissance palette, and on a Morphe E17, I'm just gonna take that burnt orange shade. Alright, so now that I have the burnt orange all blended out under the eye, I'm going to take on a smaller brush. I'm going to use my Morphe M432 brush. This is just more of like a flat brush, like detail brush, so that I can really get in there. And I'm going to go in with that red ochre and really blend that out under there. I'm not going as low as I did with the burnt orange, but I don't want to keep it super tight on the lash line. Now with that Venetian red, I'm going to go in with that same brush, but this time I am keeping it very tight to the lower lashes. I don't want it going below the other red, the red ochre shade. So for that inner corner, I'm just going to take a little bit of the shade Soothe from that DesixKaty collection. And I'm just going to pop that on the inner corners. So just to set that cream bronzer in place, I'm going to go in with my, oh no. I'm going to go with my Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette, and if they don't fall out again, and I'm just going to go in and mix the two bronze shades together. And these are super pigmented, so I just went in with a little bit of product and just lightly blending it out. For highlight today, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerriero palette. I'm going to go in with the shades Glow Getter and a little bit of that Forever Lit. I don't want too much of that just because it's so bright, but I'm just going to mix the two. I'm going to go in with a nude lip color today. I don't want to take away from the eyeshadow with a bold lip color. Plus, I also don't want to look like a clown. So, I'm going to go in with this nude. I haven't used this lipstick in a while, and it's one of my favorite nudes, and it's so affordable. It is the Blushing Beige from Maybelline. Just a really pretty, like, clearly I've used it a lot. It's just this really pretty soft nude. I'm going to go over that with the Buxom White Russian lip gloss. These are one of my favorite lip glosses as well. If you don't like that like tingly, minty sensation, you won't like these, but they really are so good. And I'm just going to put that in the middle of my lips. Just to finish it off, I'm going to go in with my Cover FX setting spray. I got this one in my BoxyCharm. It's the illuminating setting spray. I have been loving this. It's so good. It makes your powders just melt into your skin and it make everything look so natural. Well, as natural as you can be with this type of makeup. That is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. And I will see you in my next video.